Good, right? Yeah. Anything else?
No, I mean, because it's just the intro that's on us. I think, and then from there we can start adding.
All right.
Rob, how close? Like this or like this? Here? Oh yeah. How's this? This is good. Higher, right here.
Check, mic check, mic check.
Some of that. So right here. I can't hear. Okay. Okay, so naturally right here. Let me know. What's that? Okay, relax. So right here. Wait, am I relaxed? I don't know what to do with my hands.
Nathan
I don't know.
Chocho. I'm gonna mention Jonah Han too.
Yeah.
Trying to get that kid at DOG next year, man.
Oh yeah.
Trying to. But we'll see. Is Zach Banner gonna be here tonight?
Supposedly. Oh yeah.
Jonah Han, Nathan Chocho.
On one. Okay.
Wish I had a GSP shirt.
I know I should have got you one. I think I have some extras.
So do we go at the end of this minute or?
He's gonna count us down. I don't know. I might hold it just in case I need it. So I think while they're doing the intro, they're gonna talk to us. Okay.
If I'm talking too much, just like
Maybe I'll get you.
yeah. Can you see this?
Wait for they're picking up audio. You can hear your conversation on the live feed. Well, not on you guys, the audio yet. Just pick it up when you're ready.
Hey, can you see our papers or is it?
Yeah. Just like a kind of nice close with the paper close.
Yeah, we're ready to go. You look at the camera, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm talking, I look at the camera.
No, you can look at me. You can look at
Championship game of the 2018 ESPN preseason boys basketball tournament presented by the Guam National Guard and the University of Guam, also brought to you by Buddy's Home Furnishing, Community First Credit Union, Orla Dental Clinic, Live Healthy Guam, C2IC, to Guam City hosts and Wendy's Guam. Tonight's starters today, Pittsburgh California Friars and the JFK Islanders. Here's your starting lineup for the Islanders. At forward, number 3, Shane Kurlagi. At forward, number 12, Nathan Chokro. At center, number 32, Jonah Hahn. At guard, number 10, Floyd Rosas. And at guard, number 1, Alshay Rappe. Head coach, Ray Sirocco. And your starters for the FD Friars. At forward, number 1, Kyle Knighton. At forward, number 13, Mark Kamarowski. At center, number 0, DeAndre Cruz. At guard, number 4, Tomas Calvo. And at guard, number 24, Will Camacho. Your head coach, E.J. Calvo.
Hafa and welcome to the 2018 GSPN Boys Basketball Tournament Championship game presented by the Guam Army National Guard as well as the University of Guam. I'm Des Mandel. I'm here with University of Guam head coach as well as Guam Junior National head coach Brent Tipton. Brent, these two teams, John F. Kennedy Islanders and the Father Rangers Friars, they took two totally different paths to get here.
So JFK lost their first game on the first day of the tournament to St. John's, and ever since then they've battled their way back. 5 straight games, fought through the adversity, and now they find themselves in the championship game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to go as far as to say that FD cruised their way here, but I would say that they were in pretty much in control of every game they played so far, it seemed.
Well, they've been in control because they got got a great coaching staff, and they're about 2 deep in every single position.
And when you walk into the court, you see their obvious size. They probably are the biggest team in the league. However, if there is one team, at least in the starting lineup, that can match that size, as you can see, it might be the John F. Kennedy Islanders.
So JFK actually has adjusted their starting lineup to compete against FD tonight. So they're starting Jonah Hahn and Nathan Chocho to compete against DeAndre and Kyle.
Yep, man, as you can see some of those battles down low already. Missed 3 there. The front court would be a pretty good battle, so would be interested to see how that goes. So we'll get into this action here.
So Alshay and Tomas are both senior guards, point guards, who have been a vital part of their program and the development of their program. They've been competing against each other ever since middle school. So it's going to be neat to see them battle tonight.
Speaking of which, here it is. Alshay Grape getting through into the lane. Nice floater off the glass for 2. So it looks like they're picking up Calvo full court. Any coaching strategy in that?
Well, if they're picking up full court, just the point guard needs to pick a spot, beat the defender to that spot, and then create some space. Just take him one-on-one.
Would you think that it'd be any strategy for long term? They're trying to get him to work throughout to maybe to have to force a sub and whatnot. Maybe they think there's some sort of gap between him and the backup.
Definitely. I think just not only trying to wear down Alshay, but trying to adjust his rhythm, adjust the team's rhythm.
Looks like both teams are picking up full court as well. So pass over into Mark Tamarowski, stripped by Grape, out of bounds. Looks like it will be John F. Kennedy ball. So this is a preseason, as a former coach in high school, and what type of things are you looking for?
Just to get through all of your schemes on offense and defense. Just using the preseason, not necessarily as a time to show everything you've got, but just an opportunity to work through the kinks that you put in during the preseason.
And there is one of the big guys from JFK getting a tough rebound in the lane, fouled. He'll get 2 shots. We did see a little bit of strategy there. It looked like Father Duenas was picking up full court. It looked I couldn't tell, but it looked like they might have been running their run and jump, trapping man to man.
I would assume that Coach Calvo is just putting on just a little bit of pressure one-on-one before they really get into the run and jump. So they're trying to make their point guard feel comfortable, and then once that point guard feels comfortable, they're going to hit him with a run and jump.
It's kind of playing possum a little bit.
Yeah. Cat and mouse.
Cat and mouse, and there's a foul by Jonah Hahn on that rebound, loose ball foul. 2-0 JFK. Calvo crossing the half court. Now Cloyd Rosales, Cloyd Rosas on the ball. There's a near steal by Jonah Hahn. And looks like a hand check. Hand check by Cloyd Rosas. You've coached him in the junior national team as well. He came, I think initially he was pretty much just a defender with a spot up three every now and then. It seems like he's taken his game to another level this year.
He has. I watched him play. Even though they lost on Saturday, I watched him play. He hit. He's always been known for his defense and his shot, but just seeing him mature, take a leadership role, talking more to his teammates, really goes a long way with his team.
All right, that was a shot in the lane by Kyle Guyton, a little loose ball, offensive rebound, and now JFK clears the board, out to Grape. Picked up by Guyton, but he gets by him. Surveying the field, out to Rosas. Three is off. Oh, nearly a second foul on Jonah Hahn, which not have been good, especially against this FD team. All right, looks like a little bit of pressure out of bounds towards JFK. FD picking up at half court. All right, calling the play is Grape, out to the wing. It looks like they're feeding their post. Calling for the screen, Grape. Takes it left. Nice pass. And that, I know you like to call that area the dump zone. Jonah Hahn went there. The defense went over to Grape's drive, and he made the right pass.
No, it's good read of the defense. I mean, it's good rotation. Defense rotated, but there needs to be a second helper rotating for FD to pick up that person in the dunk spot.
And as we speak, Calvo went right back, got a layup, and right back again. So the action right now is pretty back and forth. They seem to be getting after it.
I know JFK, with the history of Coach Serafico, he loves to run and gun. And then, FD always runs an intelligent fast break as well. So it's been fun to watch.
Sure is. So ball up top. Out to Grape. Guarded by Will Camacho. Takes the screen. Loses the handle a little bit. All right. They do seem like they're getting after it on defense, though. Everybody's bodied up on their man on the FD side.
Yeah, it looks like they're defending the ball screen and roll well. On Alshea, they're going underneath the ball screen because he's not a reliable outside shooter.
And that's the second or third time that FD has got to the rim, unable to finish there, but they definitely have their head down and they're going. I haven't seen much of their offensive set yet.
Oh, big shot by Chocho. He actually hit that baseline shot against St. John's to bring within 3 on Saturday. So it's nice to see the lefty stroke it well.
And to have a big man that can go out there and shoot is obviously very big for a team like that, kind of that Euro-type ball that you're a little bit familiar with.
What was it?
Looks like there was a block there. Grape dribbling it down. And it looks like a charge on Alshea Grape.
That's a hard call to make because defense was not set. You didn't have both feet on the ground. That was definitely a questionable call.
But I guess on the other side, you could say maybe he was a little bit out of control. I mean, maybe it is a little, but yeah, it didn't look like he was set for sure.
He's one of those guys, he's just so hard to stay in front of. He's strong, he's quick, he's explosive.
Looks like we have a sub at the point guard, and now we have a travel on Will Camacho, JFK ball. So that's Isaiah Pelkey coming in, coach's son for coach's son.
I love Isaiah Pelkey and his mentality. He's so fierce. He likes to communicate.
Nice, sorry about that. Nice steal by Mark Tomrowski. Takes it, misses the layup, but what he's so good at, Kyle Guyton in with the offensive rebound, gets the foul.
He's just a hustler. That was a hustle play right there. He followed the play beautifully, made a nice hustle play.
Since his freshman year, I know we went up against him a lot, and when he was at GW, and that was the one thing that stood out to me. Sometimes when you hear about a middle school star coming into the high school league, you think of flash, three-pointers, crossovers, but his game was a lot of hustle, a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of putbacks. It was a dirty man's game.
And those are the things that, as a coach, you can't really teach because offensive rebounds and those type of plays all comes down to the player's heart and how hard he wants it, how bad he wants it.
Yep, so 6-2 right now. JFK in the lead. Off on the second. Tomrowski gets the rebound. His putback is off. Battle for the board. Jonah Hahn gets it, and they call it travel. FD will take down underneath their basket. Out to Tomrowski. Dribble, bank shot, it's good.
It's really good to see him be successful after coming off that ACL tear.
So full court man right now. We'll see if they're trying to trap. Look, hit the middle. All right, back. And this is a sophomore here.
Sophomore against sophomore.
So 2 sophomores there. Number 13, his name is Jerry N. I cannot pronounce his last name. I apologize. I would do worse if I try. But he gets into the lane. That beautiful floater, a little off. He grabs his own rebound, takes it back out.
I've never seen that kid play before. It's fun to watch new talent rise.
And there is a few sophomores in here, I mean, on both teams. So it's interesting to see how, for them to get minutes early. And this is obviously a big game. So we have some subs in. Now we have, it's like Guyton is coming back in for Tomrowski. Aiden McDonald is in, volleyball player. He can jump out of the gym. I saw him dunking in warm-ups yesterday.
I guess he was player of the game 2 days ago as well. So he can definitely not just play volleyball, he can ball as well.
And there's the rebound cleared by FD. All right, again, picking up full court, man. Here comes Pelkey into the lane. Reverse, a little off. Hahn clears, out to the wing.
This is what JFK is good at, pushing the ball in transition, just kind of flowing in their offense.
Swing the ball around, and a 3 is off. Again, Hahn clearing the board again. He's been commanding it down there. Air ball on the 3. Guyton taking it all the way to the rim again. Cleared by Hahn, but Hahn throws it away. Guyton looked like he was wanting a call, but it actually looked like he created contact with his forearm there.
The rule of verticality, Jonah played that play well. He went straight up, didn't get out of his cylinder, and that was a great defensive play.
And sometimes, especially as a big man, it's hard to teach that. They always want to make the highlight block, try and swipe down. Again, like you said, he stood up pretty straight, and if there's any contact, it seemed like it was created by Guyton. Maybe fortunate to not get an offensive foul.
Correct, and it was a strong take and good take by Guyton as well.
There's a steal. Now Hahn is all over the place. That was some active hands there. Gets the steal, and JFK brings it back the other way. 6-4 JFK, near travel. Up top. Okay, and now it's like a blocking foul and a technical foul now. Will Camacho with the technical foul. I think, of course you never want to see technical foul, but one thing that this does show is, this is a preseason game, but they want to win this game.
Yes, I mean, the competitiveness is really good to see, and, you should be playing basketball if you're not competitive in the first place, so it is good to see the competitiveness.
There's no question that they are out here going after it. JFK with the ball on the side. Inbound to number 13, Jerry. Grape making a move, a nice spin move, misses off the glass. Guyton taking it down the court, near travel. And now they do call it, going the other way.
It might be a low-scoring game because of nerves, but both teams defensively are really getting after each other and playing, good rotational defense.
And when you say low-scoring game, doesn't seem like it's because of patience or anything. They look like they're attacking, but some of these shots are a little wild, maybe because of the nerves. Maybe after a quarter or so, they'll get under control.
Right.
Beautiful move by Jonah Hahn there. Up and under spin move. Nice footwork. That's new. I did not see that from him last year.
I think he's really worked on his game, and as a post player.
Oh, and that's a 3. Is it a 3? It is. Let's see. I think it was a 3. So, oh no, they're saying it's a 2, but it is an and 1.
Tony Kaneni hit 4 straight threes against St. Paul.
I'm sorry, can you repeat his name again?
Tony Kaneni hit 4 straight threes against St. Paul. It's just on fire, and he really sparked that run for FD against St. Paul.
What grade is he? Do you know by chance?
He's a junior.
Junior. I know in the JV level he was one of their top players, and he does have. I like his game. It's pretty smooth.
He's shifty, plays good defense, good shooter. He definitely has game.
He finishes up the and 1, 7-10. Here's that full court again. All right, it does look like they are trapping it. There was a little bit of switch there, threw the ball away. The steal by Kaneni, bringing it down. He had some options, but did not have control of the ball. As JFK gets a steal back the other way, finding for the ball, and look at that. Again, the hustle for the ball.
That was a timely jump by FD. They almost created that turnover.
There's a couple players getting in their head. I think the refs need to pull them aside right now. And looks like there is a tech. Okay.
I do like that the refs are being consistent with the calls, because the players have no business talking to the refs. So I agree with those calls from the officials.
It looked like that call was more. I don't know if they called it on Grape, but he looked like he got into the face of Aiden McDonald. I guess he felt that there was a push there as Jerry N went into the backdoor basket.
Correct. Right. I saw that too. It's a good handle in the championship game. The refs do need to be in control of the game.
Absolutely. And Guyton's good on the first of the technicals. And Grape will get a rest. Good on the second. All right, 10-9 JFK. All right, so 9.8 seconds left here in the quarter. Let's see if they have a set play, knowing the situation, getting that point at the end of the quarter. Sometimes those are big.
Right, it's a momentum boost going into the second quarter, which would be good for FD.
So right now, as the first quarter, looks like both teams are even in the rebounds with 10 apiece. Free throws, FD is 3 for 4, and JFK is 2 for 4. And now GSPN is about to announce their all-tournament team. DeAndre Cruz is the first one mentioned as the all-tournament team from the Father Dueñas Friars.
The next all-tournament selectee from the Guam High Panthers, senior guard Raven Taitagui.
Raven Taitagui from the Guam High Panthers, also making the all-tournament team.
Our third all-tournament team from the St. John's Knights, senior guard Michael Min.
Michael Min from the St. John's Knights. Again, the all-tournament team for the GSPN preseason tournament.
Our fourth all-tournament team, senior forward from the Teton Titans, Mark Evangelista.
Mark Evangelista from the Teton Titans.
And lastly, our fifth and final all-tournament team, a guard from the JFK Islanders, senior Alshay Grape.
Alshay Grape, the fifth member of the all-tournament team from John F. Kennedy Islanders.
In the bags, they have gift certificates, courtesy of Florida Dental Clinic, $25 to Champions Sporting Goods, as well as gift certificates to Wendy's Guam, Infusion, Coffee Stand, and Dr. Motion, as well as the case C2 ICD. Congratulations to the 2018 all-tournament.
So 11-10 FD with the lead here after one quarter. What are your takeaways from that first quarter?
I think both teams are trying to disrupt rhythm defensively, and I think the team that gets on a run first, I think if they can maintain that run and that lead, I think they'll be fine through the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it does look like they are, as you said, trying to disrupt by picking up full court, picking up at half court. Haven't seen a lot of times where they got comfortably into their either team getting comfortably into their offense. Sans maybe that last play that we talked about, but that is obviously a pretty good strategy this early in the season.
Right, and you can tell that both teams have worked or emphasized defensive philosophy, and they say defense wins championships, and that's why these two teams are most likely here, because they're playing great defense.
All right, so we're out here for the start of the second quarter. He's been in a little bit, but Chris Murakami from JFK, he was a player of the game a couple games ago. He's moving up from JV as well. Are you familiar with this game?
I haven't seen him play, unfortunately.
I've heard he's very good basketball IQ, pretty solid player, and again, you can never get enough of those players in your team.
Right, is he the guy who hit the game winner?
No, that was someone else, but nice drive by Jerry M. Offensive rebound into the shot, and on cue, Chris Murakami with the shot. Saw it a little earlier. They fed the post, and he made a nice cut to the back cut. Almost had it, but the pass wasn't quite there. Pass into the inside. Nice shot in the inside. Again, that was Tony Kaneni with that nice shot in the inside earlier. Now FD with the ball into Kyle Guyton. Back to Calvo.
FD running a couple of flex cuts, flex screens.
And there's tried to feed it to Guyton, wasn't there. Ball was disrupted. The kick out, Pelkey with a nice feed to McDonald. Misses the shot, but of course Guyton, as we talked about, cleans it up off the glass, off the offensive rebound.
You notice that FD got to the third side on that offensive possession. Statistically, if you get to the third side, the chance to score goes insurmountably up. So just their ball movement, player movement created that open layup. And
by third side, you mean that it started on one side, they swung it to the other, and it swung back the other way. So three sides.
Correct, yeah, 3 ball reverses to get to that third side.
Very nice insight. The pressure causes a steal. Tomrowski over to Guyton. Guyton makes the layup. Make a little bit of a run here, 17-12.
Yeah, their full court defense is really spurring a run right here.
And it is a very strong, press that they got. 3 is off. Nice steal by JFK with the ball out of bounds. What we did see, and we mentioned it a little earlier, that we hadn't seen much offensive sets, but this the last couple times down, FD has gone into their set.
It looks like a continuous ball screen from both sides. Real effective.
Yep, the nice cut by Tomrowski. Going to work. Nice hesitation, shot, gets the foul. Was that the European continuity offense that you were talking about?
That's the European continuity ball screen. It looks like he put a little bit of a wrinkle into it to get their post in by a flex cut. So I like to see that.
I do see Zach Banner walking through the door. Guam's own Zach Banner.
How can you not miss him?
Yes, he is the biggest man in this court. Tomrowski off on the free throw.
Usually out of a free throw, you're going to see them probably set up a different type of full court pressure. So maybe you might see FD run a diamond here, or trap heavily out of a run and jump.
All right, we'll see what they do. Looks like they have 2. It might be a...
Here comes Tony right here.
There's Grape, kicks.
Even with 2 people, it's still hard to stand in front of O'Shea.
What it is happening is it is getting Grape almost to a hurry up, and by the time he gets down, nice feed in there for the nice shot. Nathan Chichol.
Yeah, sometimes the run and jump is not necessarily the trap that gets you. It's like you said, it's speeding up the offensive player.
All right, now and the sophomore throws the ball away. And there, to your point again, maybe he's hearing footsteps there, thinking there's that pressure, even though it was off a miss. Throws the ball around, thinking maybe some pressure's coming.
I know Shaka Smart, they track the tip from behind. They track that. So that's exactly what happened in that play.
Yeah, they have goals for deflections per quarter, per game, whatnot. They even do it in practice as well.
Nice flex cut. Nice flex cut.
So it's a flex cut from the weak side. Tomrowski into the lane and gets the foul and one.
Definitely need to make an adjustment defensively to not follow the player using that flex cut. That's 2 fouls on Jonah.
2 fouls on Jonah Hahn. He's going to take a seat. Looks like they're saying it's 3. Might be 3 fouls. So that's even bigger, obviously, with just about 6 minutes left in the second quarter. He's definitely done for the quarter or for the half, I'd imagine.
Right, that's huge too. Now they're down to 1 big man for JFK, and we all know that FD has a strength inside.
Rape with a nice take. Now, I don't know if FD was still running their run and jump there, but what JFK did was they cleared everybody out so that no trappers were there.
Right, so, I mean, in the run and jump, the way to combat the run and jump is to clear everybody out, unless they force the action defensively, but they didn't force the action in that.
Calvo with the 3 is off. JFK ball. (21-16), FD in the lead. Inbound again, they're clearing out. So now it's one-on-one, so there's no trapper there. But now they're forcing, just like you mentioned, Guyton coming out front, leaving his man to force a trap. Grape still gets into the middle. Nice look into Nathan Chachol with a nice shot.
Definitely got to rotate on Alshay. They're staying with their man. They got to help across on that for sure.
So that we saw a nice strip by JFK. Grape the other way. Gets to the rim, misses the shot, another rebound, and Chachol is starting to make his presence felt here.
You know, both runs, FD made a run in the first part of the second quarter, JFK just made a run, and both of them was by their defense.
21-20. So what we saw there a little bit earlier, to get back to the point, was FD was running their double fist, run and jump press. JFK recognized it. They cleared out their man, had their ball handler go one-on-one. But to combat that the other way, as part of the chess match, they forced the action by having Kyle Guyton force the press from half court, left his man to try and force the pressure.
Right, so there's 2 ways you can do that defensively. Once the last guy to leave on offense leaves the three-point line, then that help defender can come back and force the action, or you can do it at half court like Kyle did, but they just didn't rotate on Ashay's penetration from the help side.
And that is the thing, and I did get to coach against Alshay a little bit last year, but definitely his brother Aldrell was famous for being able to just dribble through, even if it is his own press. And I'm seeing a lot of the same with Alshay. It's hard to press when you have a player like that.
Right, and when you have a player that has a high IQ and can handle the ball, it's very difficult to stay in front. But I feel like Tomas is one of the better defenders on ball, and I think he can handle it. You just got to have teammates behind him helping him.
And it does seem like he's handling it, but it looks like FD wants to get a little more pressure as opposed to just having Grape dribble back and forth.
Correct, disruptive pressure.
And on the other way, they have picking up Calvo full court. The ball out of bounds. So again, there's some of the intensity on defense that JFK has put, and maybe it's getting into the head a little bit of FD, a couple turnovers.
Right, it's refreshing to see tough defense.
So here we go, Grape dribbling down, the Guyton leaves his man, there's the double. Trying to trap in the corner, nowhere to go.
That was almost perfect rotation and perfect spacing on FD's defense on that trap.
And that's the one thing on a trap, is everybody has to be on the same page, because if they double someone, everybody has to rotate into their interceptor spots and be able to recognize the open man and be able to guard 2 people essentially.
I know Shaka Smart says 1/3 from your man to the ball, and if you're parallel to your man, you can't rotate fast enough, or like you said, you're not an interceptor. You're just you're there by your man.
Yep. So again, I mean, it just shows that, you know, that they have been working pretty well on that press. They seem to be pretty good at it. So again, the rebounds look pretty even. So for every offensive rebound and putback that JFK or that FD's getting on one end, it seems like lately JFK's been getting a few on the other end.
And Nathan Chocho really stepping up for JFK with Jonah out. This is his first game that he started, actually.
Nathan seems to be taking advantage of that opportunity. Race Rofko, let's see what he has coming out of the timeout. He has some very good set plays, gets some open looks. There he had a down screen over to Grape. Pass was a little off. Looks like a screen away. All right, now Grape has it up top. Pulls two, nowhere to go. Nice cut. And there's that cut. And again, that basketball IQ we're talking about, he made the right cut. He curled it tight enough to be able to get the ball right into stride for the layup.
Right, his defender wasn't ball side. He made the correct read on the front cut.
Again, Chris Murakami. Tomas Calvo dribbling it out. And now, again, they're getting into each other's head a little bit. Cloyd Rosas. Now, these guys and these guys all know each other. You know, they play together all the time. They play together again under you on some junior national teams. So it's a little bit of friendly fire, but again, it shows the competitiveness.
Right, you know, they at the end of the day, when it comes to their high schools, they got great loyalty to their high school.
Beautiful move by Grape, gets into the rim, gets a foul, and again, there's a lot of talking going on.
Yeah, so it's loyalty to their high school, but when it comes down to representing Guam, they always come together and, you know, compete together. So it's good to see them compete school for school.
Grape at the line, JFK up 22-21, 3:43 left in the second quarter, off on the first.
Looks like JFK will definitely pressure up after this free throw.
Let's see if they run their famous diamond press or they go back or go to man. Well, misses the free throw, so we won't be able to see right now. Pelkey dribbling the ball down now against Cloyd Rosas. Again, that great on-the-ball defense. Guyton dribbling over, passes it. Tomrowski off the pitch. Pelkey with the three. Just off. Tomrowski with the rebound. Up and in.
Strong rebound, good putback.
Grape handling the pressure, nice pass over the top. Back to Grape. Shot at the free throw. Rims out. Cleared out by Tomrowski. Pelkey, no-look pass gets stolen. Here comes Grape, and there looks like a blocking foul.
It looked like Isaiah was going to go for a block, but in that situation, you got to protect the rim first by getting in front. But I'll show you again, it's just hard the guy to stay in front of.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like many people can. But now he's got to capitalize on these free throws. Ethan Chachol. Aaron Munoz, he's the one that made the game-winning shot against St. John's that you mentioned earlier. Chris Murakami, Alshe Grape, and Cloyd Rosas as the 5 for JFK out right now. And of course, as I go through the whole 5, FD decides to make a sub.
Senior in for sophomore.
All right, again, coach's son for coach's son. Two kids that have very good basketball IQ. Looks like a lane violation possibly. Lane violation, free throws negated, 23-22, FD up top. All right, showing pressure again. So they clear out once again. So they're playing him straight up here. Grape getting some oohs and ahs with some of his movements, but at the end of the day, Calvo was in front of him the whole way.
Yeah, looks like they're just, you know, putting token pressure on the ball.
All right, nice screen. Doesn't use it, gets the ball caught up top. Cross-court pass stolen by Will Camacho. Dribbles it in, and a block, but there's a foul. All right, they do call a foul on Grape. 2 fouls on Grape. Camacho makes the first. That looked like verticality, like, as you mentioned earlier, with the block up top.
It did look like verticality, but fundamentally, you want to beat him to a spot as opposed to try to get a block.
Sure. All right, again, pressure up top. Looks like they have a double. Grape with no help back there. Nice pass over to Chachol. Shot is off. Soriano up high for the rebound. Tried and tie him up. Calvo comes away with it at the end. Dribbling it down. Nice deflection from the back by Rosas into Grape, and now there's a foul on Tomas Calvo.
Point guards in that situation just got to slow down. Make a decision to slow the pace down, gain control of your offensive set, and then you'll be able to execute.
And it's great. I mean, Cloyd Rosas basically, once he got beat, he still stuck with it, got the deflection from behind, which is, as a coach, when you're doing any sort of pressure, you got to love that, because, again, it shows that they're sticking to the game plan, and it's what the player doesn't expect. They're looking forward. Exactly.
I think they got their man beat, and then so they relax just a little bit, and then they get poked out from behind. It's a great play defensively.
Grape makes the first. So, yeah, it went from a turnover by Calvo and then a foul. So,
a couple offensive rebounds, never quit on the play.
And on the other end, Nathan Chachol showed that he was not going to back down. He got a nice block, and he was in the middle of some of those battles.
Right. When that shot goes up, just put a body on DeAndre, and you'll ensure that you'll get the defensive rebound.
The beautiful thing about that play that set up DeAndre there was actually a screen from Mark Tomorowski from across the key. So they had a post-to-post screen. You don't necessarily always see, but especially as a post, expecting that your man's going to post you up, you go across weak side for that screen to have your opposite post player come around and work beautifully.
Great. Yes, it's great. It's a great concept for them to run, especially when they got both Mark and DeAndre in there, because both of them can score in the post.
And there's DeAndre, makes the shot. 26-23, again, still with the full court pressure. Grape has it. And Guyton is going to go for the double. There's a double. But again, he's able to dribble through two. Nice feed, but misses the layup. You got to take advantage of that. Now the other way, Kyle Guyton with the layup. 28-23 FD.
Shea read that beautifully.
But now it seems like JFK is feeling footsteps again, but they do come out with the ball. Rosales gets it. Hopefully he's starting to settle it down here.
Now they got to manage the clock. Maybe go for a good executed play here.
1 minute left. Grape into the lane. Nice floater in the middle, off the board. Second time he's got to that spot. Same shot. 49 seconds left. Looks like he's calling a motion play. Over to the wing, and now here comes another screen. Again, a cross screen, but he comes back up for Camacho. Calvo back into DeAndre. Back to Calvo. Nice kick out.
Nice.
Over. Shot. Just off. Grape with the rebound. All right. Gets by one. Dribbles to the corner. Looks like a trap might be coming. There is a trap. And throws the ball off. 16 seconds left. So Jerry N in for Chris Murakami. JFK will take it out under their basket. Nice pass over. That looks like a shot, but he's been off the last couple times. Kaneni into the lane. Off. DeAndre Cruz with the rebound. Grabs it. He's off. Guyton again. Guyton with the putback. And that was how it'll end. 30-25 FD. 30-25 FD at the half. Again, this is the 2018 GSPN Boys Preseason Tournament Championship game presented by the Guam National Guard as well as the University of Guam. And if you see in the middle of the court, probably the biggest man on island, Zach Banner. So Pat mentioned that he was an all-state basketball player in high school. Imagine that type of size on your team.
Just imagine what you could do. A But, you know, in the States, though, you know, there's a lot of, when we're here on Guam, we just don't get to see that. So, but,
Yeah. And,
yeah.
well, in the States, you know, point guard's about 6'1" usually at the least. So, and here they're 6'1", you're probably a post player.
Right, right. Well, I mean, just the type of athlete to be an NFL player is just, you know, he's probably a ridiculous athlete.
Yes, absolutely. He's got to be agile, got to be quick. You know.
It's always fun to see celebrities or high-profile athletes, you know, play with the kids. I like to see that.
And here it is. This is Barcenas from ND. And he is one of the bigger players in the league, and he looks small up against Zach Banner.
He does.
That's Holden Barcenas. I guess they're going to go one-on-one. Looks like. All right, Holden trying to post him up. Nice move, over the top, just off. And here we go. The big man himself, Zach Banner, son of Guam. Nice move. Nice, oh, little off.
Looks like Holden's not afraid to bang with him. Nice.
Nice shot. Holden Barcenas. Oh, one more game.
Yes. So Vic was part of the famous 1994 Ocean View Knights, the only team to win the Far East tournament. His brother Lloyd was a lot better than him, but Lloyd's not here, so. All right, so Zach gets the ball. Are you ready? Are we filming this? Everybody, you got your cameras out? Let's go, let's go. Oh, you're going to double team him. He's asking for help, guys. Who's going to help your coach? Here we go. Yeah! Look, offensive foul? Offensive foul! Thank you, ref. Thank you. Post him up, Vic.
Good.
Oh, trickery, trickery. Trickery. Here we go, Vic. Score on it. Pop it. Congratulations, Vic. He gets actually offensive lineman gloves from Zach. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach is here for a free football camp later on this week at Guam High. He's bringing along his NFL teammate Larry Okotoki, who will be here on Tuesday. So let's take advantage of two NFL players. If you're into football, please join us. The coaches clinic is this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at the Guam High. And the players camp is next week, Monday through Wednesday. Log on to GuamSportsNetwork.com to get the schedule and more information. Give it up once again to Zach Banner.
Zach Banner holding a clinic next week for athletes. Go to GSPN, GuamSportsNetwork.com for more info.
Mikey, let's go do an interview, me and him.
And the only shirt I have in the car is that tight-ass shirt Pat tried to give me. Is that 3X?
I thought it was 4, dude.
No, that's 3X. If that's 4X, I gained a lot of weight. Oh, we ate at Hey!
We forgot it. I'm gonna use your
You almost had the first one. I lost that. I lost that.
That was a push-up.
I lost that touch.
You wanna take it?
I don't got that touch no more. Little, hey, how are you? Hey, they called a foul on me, bro. I ain't never heard a one-on-one game of called foul. That was a bad call.
Let me know. Let me know when we're ready, when we're on.
Hey, who's this? No, hold on, Pat. Hold on. He was waiting. I'm okay. Right there. Yeah. God bless you, man. Nice to meet you, buddy. Nice meeting you. Thank you. What's your name? Eric. Nice to meet you, Eric. Good boy. Sorry I sweated on him. Look at this kid. And we are live.
So we're halftime here. FD up by 5. Zach, man, you're sweating. You said you haven't touched. What?
Now. It's so hot right now. I told you I ain't had my touch in 2 years. I shouldn't try to give that as an excuse. I literally haven't touched the basketball in 2 years. But it was close. I think I got cheated with that foul call. The first kid, he earned it. But this
I don't know how the ref caught that like all the way over here.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what he was doing. He thought it was cool. He tried to bombard my show here, but he got it done. But then this my second opponent, the 80-year-old I was going against. You know, he's very
Sorry, Alex.
Well, shout out to Alex. She always gets shot at. I mean, she's literally been asked about. It's my first day here. She's been asked about 6 times today. And I didn't even see my whole family, so they haven't even asked about her. So it's annoying, but it comes with it. But like I said, it's good to be back. I'm actually happy to make it. This is my first sporting event on Guam that I've ever been to. It looks like it's a good sellout. My cousin who went here to FD, Justin, he said that, you know, they actually sell out even more during the season. So I enjoy being here. Shout out to FD and JFK too, where we're speaking this week, right?
We're going to hit second half here and quickly just invite everyone out to your football camp coming up.
Yeah. So if you're a coach, come to the coaches clinic this week from 6 to 8 at Guam High, right? And then next week, kids camps. We're going to have Little League, middle school all on the same day, high school on the second day, and on the third day we'll have all the men's and women's adult leagues. So it'll be exciting. We'll get a lot of good work in. O-line, D-line. Larry's coming from the Browns, all rookie team, great dude. Even better person, great player too. It's going to be exciting.
Right on. Can't wait. And thanks for Zach to come back once again as part of his B3 Foundation, a nonprofit organization that all the money will be staying here on Guam. So we're going to be getting into the second half right now. We're going to give the mic back over to Desmond and Brent. Enjoy the second half.
Back to action, third quarter. Calvo swings it over to Guyton. All right, there's that cross screen again. They're going to have a down screen up. Over to Camacho, out to Tomrowski. Nice spin move in the lane, up and out. JFK grabs the rebound. All right, Grape bringing it down.
Interesting matchup with Kyle switching over to O'Shea. Usually they have a guard on O'Shea starting off, but now they got Kyle. Kyle's definitely a capable defender.
Nice move in the lane, off, but Han gets the rebound, up and off again. Finally cleared, looked like they're battling with their own team there. I don't know how it was a jump ball, looked like it was two of the same team.
Is it between DeAndre and Jonah?
Looked like it was between DeAndre and Tomrowski, but somehow, I guess maybe Jonah's hand was in there. cross screen over, but nice post by Jonah, and that was a nice feed, a nice seal. So he set a cross pick, sealed right on the opposite side of the lane, and got that nice look.
Sometimes the easiest things are the best things.
Textbook. All right, Guyton up top, swings over to Tomrowski. Almost received a screen from the guard. That was interesting. Didn't take it, though. Now it's a cross screen. Now they're going to set a down screen for Tomrowski. He gets the ball up top. He must be a capable shooter if they're putting him in that position. And there is Calvo with the three, the first three of the game. First three of the game. Tomas Calvo. But right back, Grape on attack, goes to the opposite side, misses it. Camacho with the rebound. Asking for a foul, but they have 2-on-1, make that 2-on-2 now with a nice recovery, but still over to Guyton, up and in. Needs some help there. Grape comes back to get it. Let's see who picks him up. Looks like Camacho's on him. Calling the play. Shane Sherlahi with the ball. Uses a screen by Han to the top. All right, spin move on Guyton. Hey, not much action here. All right, Grape up top. Here's Rosales coming to ground. Now there's a screen. Sherlahi off on the shot. All right, DeAndre with the rebound. Looked a little stagnant there for JFK on that offensive possession.
I think it was stagnant because Al-Shea wasn't directing offense. He really, on that team, needs to be the guy directing offense for them.
If there's one thing I'm noticing right now, it seems like JFK has a lot of quick hitters, quick movements, while FD has more of that continuity where they keep going and there's action if something else is stopped and it keeps going.
Just the patience on offense. I mean, quick hitters are good, but that patience, if you get three sides on the offensive end, you keep that ball moving, the defense is definitely going to break down.
FD clears the board, Calvo up top, pass over to Camacho. Camacho into Cruz. Guyton back to Calvo. It's off on that. That looked pretty good, though. Guyton with the offensive rebound again. Pass it over to DeAndre Cruz, up and in. And it looks like Ray Sarofko calling for a timeout. He gets it.
Looks like JFK fell asleep with that defensive possession, gave up offensive rebound. Didn't control penetration on that baseline drive.
That's part of where, you talked about it, and we haven't actually even seen their tallest player, but you talk about the depth that FD has, and, JFK doesn't seem like they've gone as deep into their bench. Maybe, even though it's still only third quarter, maybe some of that's starting to wear on them.
Right. FD, as we noted, they have about two deep in every position. And their intensity doesn't let down defensively because of the guys who come off the bench. They're just as capable to, keep that intensity up.
So, at the end of the so at halftime, I don't have the updated stats, but at halftime, we talked throughout the half about how the offensive or the rebounds were pretty even near the end there, and part of it was that little battle with DeAndre down low. But at the end at halftime, FD had a 24-14 rebounding advantage.
Right. Yeah, they were. They're up 10 on the rebounds right now. They're, that's their strength, and they're really utilizing their strength, and that's what's right now putting them in the lead.
All right, some other stats from there. JFK was 3 for 9 from free throws for 33%. FD was 8 for 13, 61%. At the half, Grape had 9 points and 12 points for Kyle Guyton. Looks like there's a foul on the court away from the ball. All right, ref coming over to the scorer's table. I think he was questioning whether or not he touched the ball to start the clock.
I didn't see him touch it, but
they spend more time trying to correct that than the amount of time that went off the clock. But Han, inbound into Han. He's into the trap there, and there Tomrowski with an aggressive play at the ball, gets the jump ball, and now since the last jump ball went to JFK, it goes the other way this time.
It's a good heads-up play by Mark. We call that statue position where they put the ball above their head, and he took advantage of it.
For that one person to fall asleep, and that's all it takes.
Right, and the defenders, they fall asleep because they lose sight of the ball, and man, because there's constant movement, and that's what creates the open shot for FD.
Calvo the pass over to Camacho. Camacho into the lane, nice move on Han, brings it up, it's off, but again, Guyton is there for the rebound.
Another offensive rebound.
mean, I count at least 4 or 5 of those. That's 10 points off of that. I mean, I'm not talking about 4 or 5 offensive rebounds. I'm talking about 4 or 5 offensive rebound and scoring off of it.
Right. Now, JFK is on the verge of letting this game get out of the way or get away from them. They need to get a couple of stops in a row to switch momentum back to their side.
41-27, and looks like there's a block on Han. That'd be his 4th. Rough way to get your fourth foul.
That's when FD went on the run. It was a couple of minutes after Jonah went out.
And I think the way that they're constructed with their depth and their style of play, I think they are going to wear down teams.
Right. Another post-to-post action right there, even though it was a post feed.
It was a nice cut by Tomrowski, too, and a pass from DeAndre Cruz, who cuts in and loses the ball out of bounds. He passed it from basically the volleyball 10 line all the way down in the lane for Tomrowski.
And there hasn't been any adjustments by JFK, so that's why they keep going back to that flex cut. The flex screen is working for them.
So again, those that are not familiar with it, you're basically a screen-to-screener play.
Flex cut is from post screen in the corner, and then they have a down screen coming off that flex cut. So it is a continuity, but they're patient with it, and their player and ball movement is what's creating their open shots.
As a screen on the ball, Grape is off, gets his own rebound into the lane to Rosas, misses the shot, Guyton with the rebound, foul. A little bit of frustration.
Right, after that defensive rebound, JFK just needs to get back in defensive transition. I think that's one of the most frustrating things is picking up a foul 94 feet from the basket you're defending.
Calvo bringing it down, takes the sideline. All right, over to Camacho, screens away for Guyton. Guyton at the elbow, just off. Tomrowski with the rebound, nice power spin move, but they do call the travel. It did look like a travel, they did call it.
It's another offensive rebound. Almost every possession, if they miss a shot, they're getting offensive rebounds.
The thing is it's one thing to have some height, and he is the tallest man on the court right now, or, well, maybe him or Chochol, but that was an aggressive rebound. He basically jumped across the key, grabbed that board.
Right, just pursued it, and that's all heart. That's 100% heart.
Yep. All right, Grape on the side, drives it in. Looks like, and they call that an offensive foul. Offensive foul, maybe they're saying he dropped his shoulder, not sure.
He may have used his off arm to push off. As long as that defender is in legal guarding position in front, that contact created by the offense is definitely an offensive foul.
Calvo into the lane, there's no shot, gives it to Tomrowski out of the 3, hesitation, dribble over to DeAndre Cruz, feeds off and out, again, Guyton with the rebound, grabs it, and there's a foul. Again, Guyton always seems to be right in the middle of the rebounds.
What I like about FD is their guards are understanding their role right now. Like their strength is the big man, the post, and the guards doing an excellent job facilitating the post feeds and the ball movement.
And to your point, a little earlier, Rosas was riding Calvo down the sideline, and what Calvo did right when he passed the half court, he put the brakes on, let Rosas' momentum keep going, and then he set up the play. JFK on the other side, when they're dribbling it down, it seems like once they get a step, they want to drive all the way to the rim, and sometimes, again, there's not much there.
Right, they're not creating that space by putting the brakes on and creating that space. Now you got a second or two to survey the defense, survey your offense. They're just under control when they put on the brakes and survey.
Yeah, and then as a defender, you're playing up on them, but once you create separation, it's hard to switch gears to get back onto the ball. And so usually if you get your man off of you, naturally they step back and you have that space.
Correct. And yeah, that's exactly what you're seeing from the FD guards.
All right. Jerry into the lane, no call, spin move, floaters off. Rebound out to Pelkey. Out to Soriano. Nice skip pass. 3 is off. Tony Kaneni off a little there. Jerry N with the ball. Pass. Grape gets it. That's Lance Garcia in number 0 for JFK. Grape into the rim. Off the board. He is not going to let them go quietly, that's for sure.
No, he's not going to quit. And for O'Shea, you just got to keep him out of the paint, force him sideline, and then you're going to limit his options there.
Guyton passed it over to Kaneni. Looks like a cross screen over to Cruz, or cross screen for Cruz, but Kaneni's able to take it into the lane. Gets that nice shot in the lane, up and in. Pass over to Grape, and he's going to attack it again. 1-on-3, and he's able to get to the rim. Misses it, though. And looks like it's FD ball.
I think O'Shea is going warrior ball on that play, trying to beat the whole team down.
And now that's the one thing is, you know, in the past, some of the JFK teams, especially when they were on the back-to-back, they had three-point shooters when they would get on that transition. Oh, a nice steal by Jerry. Euro step and a nice layup there. That was a beautiful move.
Nice Euro step past the defender. Defender was in the right spot, and it was a nice Euro step past him.
So the sophomore against sophomore here. Nice steal, near steal. He gets the ball. He brings it back again. Jerry with a nice floater off. But that was, I didn't even realize the clock was running down. That was nice awareness by the player on the court.
Right, and you notice that the first to the floor was the one who won that loose ball. And, the player can understand if you're the first to the floor, then you're going to win that 50-50 ball.
Again, Chris Murakami doing a lot of the little things that we talked about. Was the first there on the floor, and Jerry was able to take the ball. And again, he did that little floater. I was wondering why he didn't take a step more in to get a layup, but he knew that the clock was running down. Presence of mind to get that shot off as a sophomore. That was pretty impressive.
Right, he had a lot of composure. He was, under control, and it was a great decision.
So right now it's 43-31. Right. So if you're JFK, what are some of the things that you would do to try and get back in this game?
Well, just keeping FD out of the paint on penetration, and then making sure that I do something as simple and fundamental as box out a rebound.
And that's the thing is that answer is it's a perfect answer from a coach, because a lot of the times, you see a 12-point lead. Sometimes as a fan, you think the first thing out of your head is, oh, let's start the press. Let's start the press, let's start pressuring them and whatnot. But really, it's a 12-point lead. There's still a whole quarter left. Maybe what you do is, again, just do little things, get some stops, but then you got to convert on the other end.
Right, and statistically looking at it, if you can get 3 straight stops on defense, then you're going to swing momentum to your team. And right now, JFK hasn't been able to get 3 straight stops. So I think once they do that, they can get back into control of this game.
So the rebounding battle, 34-21 right now. FD again creating separation on the rebounds.
Looks like FD has got some players who haven't played yet. Looks like they're gonna give some starters some rest.
Yep. So in there, the biggest, the tallest man. I wouldn't say the biggest. I'm next to Zach Banner here, but tallest man.
Matt Fergiger.
Matt Fergiger is in. Sophomore as well, right?
Right. He's a sophomore as well. 6'8". Really can protect the rim well.
Pelkey with the ball. Grape riding him. Pelkey into the lane. Over to Fergiger. Misses the shot. Rebound by Jerry. Takes it down.
It's nice to see the FD coaches putting some trust in their bench.
Again, another nice Euro step. The layup is off. Although he is getting to the rim now. It looks like, he's trying to take maybe the torch a little bit from Grape, at least taking the ball down. Right.
Battle of the sophomores right now.
Yeah, and again, so I was talking about the offense. He's playing great defense here up on Isaiah Pelkey. Almost forced a turnover. All right, ball goes in. Aiden McDonald is in. There's Isaiah Pelkey. Over to Daryl De Los Santos. Looks like there's a foul down low. It looks like a foul.
Both small post player and the tall post player both trying to vie for position on the block.
There we go. Tengayan called for the foul. Zach Banner, a fan of the way he's playing him down in the post, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's been very energetic tonight. It's been fun to watch him.
All right, Grape with the steal from Kaneni, takes it in and misses the layup. I think he was expecting contact, but sometimes you just got to trust that you got to get to the rim.
Yeah, just take it strong. Jump stop, take it strong.
Kaneni is off, but Fergiger with the rebound. McDonald cleans that up and off. Rebound, JFK, dribbling it down. Looks like a carry there.
I think he tried to hesitate, but took his let his hand go underneath the basketball.
FD with the ball.
We'll see how long both teams keep their starters. Looks like both JFK and FD have majority of their starters out.
FD looks like, I mean, this, I'm not sure the grades on all of them, but it would seem, you would imagine this is pretty much their varsity team next year. Maybe they're starting 5.
Right, they look to be about sophomores and juniors, all of them.
Again, a strong program there at Father Duenas. Kaneni down the sideline, slight trap, still handling it. Grappe's on him. Double again. Into Fergerger. 2 dribbles, spin the other way, off. Grappe gets the rebound or gets the ball into the middle. Oh, and there is the charge. There's a charge. There's a charge. And it looks like he is close to getting a technical. He did not. So he does call the charge.
The defense definitely had their feet set. That's the only thing that he didn't do was fall. So, I mean, you can't question the fact that he didn't fall on the charge, but he definitely had his feet set.
That's what I thought as well. And you know, the guy shouldn't have to flop over to get the call. If he had the position and he was hit into them, that might be the right call. But I think what the fans are looking at is he didn't fall over. Maybe it's not his fault for being strong, having a strong base.
Right. It just, yeah, that's probably from their standpoint, that's what it looked like. But defensively, he had good position.
All right, nice screen for Camacho. Steps back, because I don't know if that's a 3, but it's off. Rebound around.
So we just got an update from Academy. They just beat Yokota 43-29 in the semifinals, and they're playing Cadena tomorrow, 8 p.m. Guam time in the championship game. Mia San Nicolas had 22 points.
So apparently the championship game against Cadena starts in about 30 minutes or so. So good luck to the Academy Cougars over in Japan.
That was productive minutes for their bench. Now it looks like they're filtering some of their starters back in.
Guyton, Calvo, Tomorowski, and Camacho back in along with Fergerger. Grappe good with the second. 43-33, 5:32 left in the fourth quarter. Pass over to Camacho. Tomorowski. Back to Calvo. Fergerger along the way. There's Guyton up top. Swings back to Tomorowski. Camacho with the shot on the top of the key, but doesn't take it. Good patience, though.
And FD, you're setting good screens. You're getting contact on their screens.
But although there was a turnover, Grappe getting the other way. Goes up, misses the shot. Might be a little bit of fatigue there.
Yeah, he's definitely going hard the whole time.
Not only that, you mentioned that they won 5 straight games, which means they played 6 games in the 7 days or so. And they also played an hour and a half ago against the Okudu Bulldogs to get to this game. Fergerger with a nice move, but misses the shot. Grappe clears it. Guyton on the ground. The shot, 3-point shot for JFK is off. Rebound out of bounds to maybe JFK.
Yeah, JFK, even though they just got through playing, they're definitely showing a lot of heart, and they're definitely not going to go away without a fight tonight.
So again, this is, as I mentioned, this was their second game today. They played at 3 o'clock against the Okudu Bulldogs, and it was apparently a close game, only won by 5, so a close game. I got to imagine their starters got a lot of minutes there as well to get to this game.
Right, and I heard that Okudu game was definitely a battle. It wasn't an easy game for them, so this is their second hard game today.
I pass over to Guyton. Tomorowski takes it baseline, nice move. Out of bounds. I'm not sure if it was a block or if it was the backboard, but definitely there was the presence of Jonah Hahn there basically with him the whole way.
It was a great read by Mark, too. No help side defense there on the split, and he took advantage of that penetration.
Took it left, too. All right, Guyton with a nice take. Tries to get it in, doesn't. Chachol with the rebound. Here comes Jerry with a nice no-look pass, and it's in. No foul, though. That was Kiss Murakami with the shot.
He was definitely taken out. I don't know why there wasn't a foul called on that. Even contact after the shot, still contact. That needs to be called.
JFK fans definitely were hoping for the call. No call. 43-35, 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Will Camacho bringing it up, directing the offense. Tomrowski up top. Tomrowski takes it right this time, all the way to the rim, off the board. I mean, if you have a 6-footer that could take it from the top of the key, that's definitely pretty big.
Definitely. That was a great heads-up play. He's definitely quicker on his feet than his defender is.
So a little bit of back and forth now. FD right all the way through, gets up and in. FD calls a timeout.
I love the energy that FD plays with. Just looking at their bench is active, and you know you got a healthy team when their bench is energetic like that. And you look at their bench, you can see that they got a really good spirit on their team.
Now, I mean, one could say that the path towards this season, and obviously the regular season hasn't started, but the path towards it started the minute after, probably the second after the buzzer went off on the championship game last year. They lost a tough, hard battle to the St. Paul Christian Warriors, and you got to imagine, especially pretty much the whole team is back, that they are hungry.
Right, yeah. I know, just looking across the whole league, you can really tell which players put in a lot of time during the offseason to get better, and Father Duenas has a lot of those guys who put in the extra time to get better.
And sometimes tough losses are what make you a much better player.
Right. Winning makes you complacent. Not all the time, but definitely when you lose, you step back and see where you got to improve upon, and you get better.
So on the flip end of that, we haven't mentioned them yet, but the defending undefeated champion, the St. Paul Christian Warriors, they had a couple losses in this tournament. One was to FD, and they lost to these two teams, JFK and FD. How do you, as a coach, how would you keep a team that went undefeated, won the championship, from being complacent, to keep them hungry? I mean, it's got to be probably a tougher challenge than winning it the first time.
Man, that's the toughest thing to do as a coach, and I know that St. Paul will be okay. This is not the end of the season. I know by the end of the season they'll be a well-oiled machine ready to play.
Yes, last year's team, I mean, they were known for their press, but a nice three by Jerry from JFK. That cuts it to 10 points. All right, Jerry taking Calvo up top, pass it over to Camacho. Camacho into Cruz. Guides it with a nice cut, down the lane, up and in. Again, nice movement away from the ball.
Yeah, when the ball goes on the post, if you just stand and watch, no scoring opportunity, but Kyle made the cut at the right time.
Travel in the middle of the lane. Picking up full court here. Looks like a man, though, not their diamond press that they're known for. Tomrowski started with a nice Euro step on Jonah Hahn, but misses the shot. Over to Grape in the corner. Tries to break down Camacho, nothing. Hahn gets it. Short corner. Looks like he walked. He did. Looks like he tried to rush the move. The move didn't look too bad. It's just like he rushed it.
I think he was trying to see what Alshea was going to do. I know Alshea fed the post, and he was going to cut, so that may have made him travel.
Looking for that Laker cut right after the feed, cutting to the basket.
Right. Just that movement, I know the Warriors, they split off that, or they make a Laker cut. It's just, moving with the basketball, it's good basketball.
And the reason for that usually, and especially on Guam, is whoever's guarding the man that passed it, they usually dig into the post and double. So if you make a Laker cut off of that, sometimes you're wide open because your man is trying to double the post.
Right, and that's how Kyle scored. His man turned his head to look at the post, and he made a backdoor cut and found himself open. Which
again goes to trying to teach them basketball IQ, and not necessarily just set plays, but learning how to read the situation. Because sometimes the play may not call for it, but you realize that your man's digging in, you should be the cutter.
Correct, and no matter what set you play, you got to know how to, play without the basketball, moving without the basketball.
That's the one thing about and I know you mentioned Warriors, you mentioned probably referring to the Golden State Warriors, but the one thing about them is, a lot of movement away from the ball, screens away from the ball, and again, if that type of brand of basketball, you see a lot of teams or some teams doing it, and if that gets to Guam, more frequently, I think it would be better for our program in general.
Right, and guys feel more valued when they're touching the basketball. It's just it's not an equal opportunity.
Sorry about that. Nice take by Grape, and they are sticking in this game. It's 9-point lead. He was able to take it into the key with a nice spin move and get that shot up.
It's critical now for JFK to get a couple of stops in a row.
So Tomrowski takes it baseline, stops, nice spin move the other way, nothing but DeAndre Cruz with the rebound. Up and in. Back to 11, Grape dribbles it down, nothing. To Jerry from the NBA three, a little off. Rosas tries to get it, does, but throws it to Calvo. Calvo back on the attack the other way. Let's see how he approaches it. Right into the corner again, realized there was no numbers, settled it down, set up his play. And now he attacks when he sees the lane. Tomrowski with a nice cut, but the ball was stolen. A lot of good things there, even though it was a turnover. But Grape back the other way with a three just off. He thought he had it. He was backpedaling.
Just needs to slow it down. They got the game in the bag. Slow it down, get him spread, attack the basket when JFK comes out, and then come back on defense and get a stop.
51-40. I'm not sure how much time left. They're doing the countdown for the timeout, but 51-40, FD up in the championship game. Again, 2018 GSPN Boys Preseason Basketball Tournament Championship game presented by Guam National Guard, University of Guam, also presented by Buddy's Home Furnishing, Wendy's Guam, Community First Credit Union. Orda Dental, Live Healthy Guam, and C2. And as we mentioned, all those sponsors, we also want to thank GSPN and Patrick Duan for putting this on for the fourth straight year, which is, again, as a coach, a former coach, it is great to see how your team is competing against other teams, other set offenses, as opposed to just a scrimmage or some scrimmages against alumni. It's nice to get that in preseason.
Right, even nationally in the United States, they play preseason as well. So it's great for the guys to have the extra time to play as well.
So about 50 seconds left, 51-40. FD in the lead, trying to kill some clock here. So FD will join a group, the prior champions. Oh, Kyle Geitzen with a nice up and in and one shot. GW won the first two preseason championship games. I know that firsthand because they beat my Ukuru Bulldogs on both of those games. Last year was St. John's Knights eking out a win against the St. Paul Warriors. And this year now it looks like FD will join that championship.
Looks like both teams are going to clear out some of their starters and put some subs in.
And I think, from what I've seen here, it seems like these two teams will be definitely in the mix, throughout this whole year.
Definitely these two teams. You can't count out St. Paul and St. John's, and there's always that sleeper team that is under the radar that makes a splash in the postseason. So I'm excited to see what team that is. Yeah,
we haven't seen GW yet. They weren't in here in the tournament. I think Southern wasn't in there as well, so we're not sure what they have. Again, Ukuru was also in the losers bracket game, so they were a game away from here as well. So they might make some noise. 28 seconds left. Pass out, nice drive. Shot is off, up and off. Back out to Jerry. The shot is off. Rebound FD, 16 seconds. They might just dribble this one out. Pass over to the corner, and he might hold it. Pass it around here. Kaneni in the corner. 6 seconds left. 3, 4, 3, 54-40. FD over JFK.
It was a great, entertaining game. Both teams played extremely hard. It's great to see both teams, come at each other defensively.
So leading scorers of the game, Kyle Geitzen with 23 points. Looks like 13 rebounds, 7 of them offensive. So we were just about, essentially, pretty much all of those offensive rebounds. I'd say at least 5 of them were points. That's 10 points off of those. The only other double figure for FD was Mark Tomrowski, 10 points. JFK was led by Alshe Grape with 15. Nathan Chachol with 10 points. Those are the two in double figures. So any final thoughts on these two teams that we saw?
I I know they're both definitely going to get better over the course of this year. And, you know, it's going to be a fun postseason with the teams, you know, all getting better over the course of the season. And it's going to be exciting to see how the teams improve over the course of the season.
So once again, the final score, 54-40 FD over JFK. 2018 GSPN Boys Preseason Tournament Championship game.
I just read Jay Billis' book, Toughness, and
With the presentation of the championship trophy to the Father Dwayne Flyers, Coach E.J. Cabo, and the rest of the varsity team.